That's the Christmas one from One Republic. Dear Santa, you're listening to BBC Radio Cornwall. It's Emma Gill with you here this Monday, the 4th of December, and it's just coming up to 12:15. Music to come from Gabrielle. Oh, I've got a song that I'm playing on repeat at the moment. Every Christmas I play it on repeat. It's Wham! And Last Christmas, that's on the way. And the Jacksons coming up for you in just a moment. Now, we regularly hear about amazing people doing amazing things to raise funds for Cornwall's charities and community groups. And a man from Cornwall has been running every day throughout November. Come rain or shine, honestly, he's been out in all weathers. And he's been raising money for Man Down Cornwall, a charity here in Cornwall to help men improve their mental health. Louis Vanhinsbergh from Penzance has been inspired to do it after losing friends, struggling to cope with their mental health in recent years. And he joins me now on Zoom. Hello, Louis. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? First of all, I just want to ask you what socks you're wearing, because it's National Sock Day today. Have you got any interesting socks on, Louis?
No, they're just black polka dots.
Do you put socks on your list from Father Christmas?
No, I usually still get some from my mum there. So.
Every year you get some from your mum. So Louis, thank you for joining us today here on BBC Radio Cornwall. So tell me about this amazing challenge that you've just completed.
Unfortunately I've lost a few friends over the past few years, and it seems to have increased, especially like in our local community in the last kind of 12 to 18 months. I did something for November a few years back when I lost a friend, and then I wanted to do something again. I think them, and for my own kind of, I've had a pretty hard time in the last 4 months losing a friend in a car crash who was like really close to me, and it was her birthday in this November just gone, and it was the anniversary also of a friend we lost in November last year. So I kind of wanted to do it for them and to kind of get me through what was a difficult month. And instead of doing it for November, which is obviously a massive national charity, I decided to do something for Man Down Cornwall, who had done kind of great things and doing great things for men's mental health. And so, I decided I was going to run every day through November and try and do 100 miles. And it started off really well, because the day before I was due to start running, I had a little accident in the sea and cut up all my feet at Battery Rocks, so I couldn't run for like 3 days, and then had to run with all my feet strapped up when I started, so I was already kind of behind. I managed to run pretty much every day. I missed 3 days at the beginning, and then a couple of days through like being sick, and it was actually one was the day after what would have been Melissa's birthday, so we had a few celebratory drinks for her, so I didn't run that day. But I just set out and set a target. And
so what was your target? Because it was quite a lot lower than you've actually finished up with, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the original target, I started off at £500, and it's currently at just over 4,400. And
my goodness.
Got another 200. We did a music event at the end of November, so there's another 200 to kind of go on top of that. So it's amazing. It's like incredible to have that amount of support, and the donations and the messages of good luck messages I've received. But I guess like a friend who was running with me, he said it just makes you realise how much kind of it touches so many people, like through either their own mental health or people it's affected or people they know. And I guess it's a great amount to raise, but kind of you realise how deep it kind of runs.
Yeah, absolutely. So, having set out to raise £500, and now here you are just having hit over the £4,000 mark, that's amazing. I mean, you must feel absolutely fantastic.
Yes, it's mad, really. Yeah, it's especially there's a lot going on, and a lot of charities, and the money's tight for everyone. And I really appreciate that everyone that's donated, and people I don't know and people I do know, and they're probably glad I've finished now because I've stopped spamming their Instagrams and whatnot. So.
How many miles did you complete then, Louis?
I did like 120 in the end.
Wow.
So
gosh.
over about 25 days. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And were there any days when it was a real struggle? I mean, the weather was pretty awful through November, but were there any moments when you thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to finish this and, can I do this? What kept you going?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of days like that. I think the memory of my friends and memory of Melissa and got me up and out, and it was a good time for me to kind of like reflect and be sometimes when I was out on my own and just run in memory of them and try and raise as much as we could for a charity. So yeah, and a charity that obviously means so much to you. Louis, we've got Ross Jackson-Hicks here, who's the co-founder and director of Man Down Cornwall, is with us now. Hi Ross, thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Hi. So you were aware of Louis' challenge. I mean, Louis is not the only one. There's many people across Cornwall who are doing, fantastic things to support charities and groups just, such as yourself. What do you think of Louis' challenge, Ross?
We think it's absolutely fantastic. Amazing. What a fantastic effort. Like you said, out in all weathers, shows a real sort of true strength of character and resilience. So, Louis, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Really, really appreciate your generosity and, your thoughtfulness. It really, really goes a long way.
Yeah. Where does it go? What kind of a difference do things like this make for Man Down Cornwall, Ross? So
raising money is important for the organisation to obviously continue doing what we do. It allows us to pay for, our room hire for our meetings. It allows us to sort of fund our retreats, pay for therapy, other forms of wellbeing support like yoga and breathwork sessions. There's so many things that we do for the guys. But the awareness and the exposure is just as important. It helps us spread the word around the Cornish community.
We're coming up to a very busy time of year. Do you see, more worrying rates at this time of year typically?
Yeah, dark mornings, dark evenings. This time of year is difficult for a lot of people. I'm going to sound like a little bit of a Scrooge here, but, they're forced into feeling festive and told to be happier when really underneath, the fake smiles and laughter, they feel empty and worthless. And, they think about ending their life on a daily basis, which is horrific. And it just adds more pressure and in turn makes them feel, more guilty and shameful for feeling the way they do. So, yeah, the meetings are busier this time of year. There's a lot of loneliness, a lot of isolation. I think social media plays a massive part as well in showcasing, what people haven't got. It's we find that it's sort of definitely busier this time of year for us.
Now, I think kind of Louis kind of touched upon it, and at this time of year, and I was chatting to the Flickr Foundation earlier on the programme as well, lots of charities, struggling, we're in a cost of living crisis at the moment. So, these kind of challenges that individuals are deciding to take on, that's got to help, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We heavily rely on fundraising events like what Louis done, to continue doing what we're doing. So I think Cornwall as a county and as a community is really, really supportive. And like you said, people are finding, the cost of living, life just in general, difficult to navigate through. But reaching into their pockets and donating towards Louis' fundraisers or whoever's fundraising for us is really, really appreciated. And it sort of touches a lot of hearts and helps massively.
Ross, if anyone's listening and or they might know somebody who needs support, what's the advice that you can give them? How can they receive that?
So with our meetings, we run fortnightly meetings across the county. They're free to attend, no bookings required. We actively break down the shame and the stigma that's attached to men's mental health by encouraging conversations and also connecting with others that are finding life difficult to navigate through. So, if you've got a man in your life, a husband, a brother, an uncle, a work colleague that is struggling with life right now, then, you know, please send them our way, and you know, we will do the rest. But you just try and be supportive, try and be empathetic, and non-judgmental. We're not trying to fix people. We just want to listen to them and, you know, help them sort of offload some of that pressure that they're carrying around these days.
Ross, thank you so much. That's Ross Jackson-Hicks, their co-founder and director of Man Down Cornwall, and Louis Vanhinsbergh as well. So Louis, how are the feet coping now after all that running over the last month or so?
Actually, all right. I think the first week I thought, what have I done here? I kind of want to give up. It was pretty dull, but after a while, I think you kind of get used to it. And when you kind of see everyone kind of supporting you, it kind of helps you on, and you kind of get through that. But yeah, they're actually not too bad. So
good.
Yeah, I have to maybe keep up the running.
Well, I hope you've been for a pint. I hope you've celebrated. Huge congratulations, Louis. Well done on your challenge, and for supporting Man Down Cornwall as well. And have a happy Christmas.
Thank you.